So in a nutshell, this chapter mainly was focusing on characterization, showing a little bit of the impact of everything that has happened thus far, and what it's doing to people around them, such as Armin, John, just everything that has been happening. How are they transforming as characters? And we also got to see that John lived, and I ideally wanted John to live out of that, simply because I think he has a much greater purpose, in the sense of he's going to die a heroic death against Titans. So I don't think it was a time for him to die at that particular point. At the same time, it was raising death flags here and there, so it was kind of like, I didn't feel too like, oh my fucking god, he should have died, because it's not like every single time they're in a dire situation somebody needs to die. So I was kind of like, oh well, I did want John to live out of that, because I think he has a greater purpose. So I wasn't really bothered by the fact. And also, the way it was done, it kind of added to Armin's character development, in the sense that we've seen time and time again that Armin is slowly falling into a descent into darkness. He is descending into darkness, and this event is pushing him even further, because this is the first time he's actually killed someone in cold blood right in front of their face, and you can see that it is affecting him greatly. He's puking, he can't stop crying, he's like, fuck, what did I do? And they're kind of assessing the situation, because at the end of the day, okay, you killed somebody that was right there with a gun to your friend's face, and you don't know what could have happened. But at the end of the day, the fact that your friend is still there, that John is still sitting with you guys, you did the right thing, in my opinion. In my opinion, I think Armin, while it's a dark deed, that is the role that he has to play, because he's not a strong warrior like Mikasa or Eren. He doesn't have the drive of Eren. He doesn't have the capabilities of Levi. This is what he can do. He can accept this role, and I think slowly but surely we're going to see more fucked up things with Armin, since this is his first taste of it. Right now he doesn't know how to assess it. It's like, fuck, this is terrible, but I did save my friend's life. And also, this is going to affect John in a way as well, because he's been on the fence about killing people. He's like, I joined this military because I want to protect people. I want to, fight the Titans. I don't want to fight my own kind. But realizing, because of his actions of hesitating, when the girl was hesitating right there, he could have just took out his, gun, or did something. He could have saved himself, instead of having Armin to fall even further into darkness. So kind of his actions affected the people around him, and he could have gotten everyone killed. So this is going to also show that now John is going to be a little bit more ruthless. He's going to feel like, all right, I can't make that same mistake anymore. Next time he will be ready to shoot the gun, to stab the person, do whatever it takes to survive, and he realizes that now. So mainly character development and characterization focused chapter. We did get 1 ounce of progression, in the sense that at the very end of the chapter we arrived at the place where Eren is being kept. Now, regarding those 2 soldiers that showed up, Marlowe and Hitch, where they were pretty much captured and whatnot, for a while now, first of all, I didn't know their names or anything up until this chapter. I thought Hitch was possibly the smiling Titan for a little bit, because there were like little theories here and there, and it kind of like made a little bit of sense, like, oh, that was Annie's roommate, and you never know, maybe she could be a Titan or something. Although at this point the possibility is very slim, because she was super shocked that Annie is a Titan, and she kind of thought that they like mutilated her and shit. So the chances of her being a Titan at this point are very slim, because just of her reaction, the way she was saying things, unless she's a fucking manipulative liar, which in that case then maybe she is. But at this particular point I doubt that. But ultimately you can see that at the end of the day, our side, while they don't even realize whether they're in the clear or not, they are the right. They're the good guys at the end of the day, because Marlowe and Hitch immediately were like, yo, we want to help. And it was interesting as well that John didn't really give in immediately. He was trying to test them to see where their resolve is. So we got a little bit of that as well. But as a whole, this chapter for the most part was just focusing on small events like that, and the progression, aside from us arriving at the base after they got, Marlowe and Hitch to help them out. It really didn't have much progression. And for the most part, not too much happened in this month's chapter, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. And I definitely want to say that it's been a long time since we've had more of the main theme, coming in, and I'm really hoping at some given point we get back to that, because we've been in this internal struggle for quite a bit now. It's been quite a few months since we've been fighting amongst each other, and with this chapter right here, it's kind of giving these tools, I guess, because I feel as though one thing that this arc is mainly doing is developing and giving the tools to these characters so that they can continue to thrive throughout all of this stuff, because at the end of the day, you got to be able to kill your own kind before you can try and kill monsters that'll just fucking annihilate you. If you can do that, if you can shove your feelings aside and do what needs to be done, then you can ultimately be a warrior that is capable of taking out, you know, even the craziest of beasts. And I think that that's one of the things that this arc is trying to do right now, internal struggle arc. But I definitely do want to get back to the main story of, like, you know, what's going on outside of these walls. Where is Reiner and Bertolt and Ymir? When is the Gorilla Titan going to show up again? When are we going to get another invasion? Because in the middle of all this fighting amongst each other, a big invasion could happen and everyone's fucking killing each other. And that's another thing that I'm noticing as well. If we're picking apart each other within the walls, when we do get some sort of full-on invasion, like, what about if after we have this entire battle, like, everyone gets fucked up, we finally win, we lose some of our side, most of their side is fucked up and done, and then we get, like, a huge invasion of, like, we have the Colossus there, we have Reiner, we have Bertolt, we have, you know, just all these fucking titans blowing through the fucking doors. What are we gonna do? So, in a sense, these people fighting in the walls, they're doing stupid shit. It's like, why are you having a civil war when you guys are fucking practically in a cage trying to survive? I think at the end of the day, it's a main thing is greed and power, because, like, the higher ups want to do shit like this. But ultimately, this chapter, it was alright. It was a fine chapter. Nothing too braggadocious or anything, but it did focus on character development for a couple different characters, and it did have some slight progression at the end with us getting to the base to rescue Eren. Ideally, I want next week, or next month, shall I say, for Eren and Historia to finally get rescued and, you know, get out of that base or whatever, and us to continue onward, or in the middle of it, some crazy shit happens, because you can't completely rule out Marlowe and Hitch, but the possibilities are pretty slim as far as them being titans or anything. And just as a whole, again, it was fine. I'm gonna give this bad boy a 6.5 out of 10. Fine chapter, not too much happening aside from the development, but it still was pretty alright as far as, like, you know, we're seeing Armin slowly drift into a very dark place where, you know, at some given point, who knows, maybe he could fucking slash Pixie's neck when he's pissed off or something. We don't know. This character is going to continue to get deeper and darker, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. But let me know what you think. First of all, do you think Armin did the right thing at the end of the day, even though that girl was hesitating? She kind of didn't want to shoot. She was like a good person. You think maybe they could have talked her out of it? And how deep and dark do you think Armin is going to get after these events? He already killed his first human. He's going through right now the trauma of it, but ultimately, do you think this is going to make him even darker? That he'll, you know, just do sick and fucked up things? And what are your thoughts on John at this particular point, now that he seemingly is going to step up? Do you think that he'll do it the next time around? He's going to actually be like, all right, you know what? I can't be bullshitting around anymore. He's going to actually do it. Or if he's going to, you know, make the same mistake twice. If he makes the same mistake twice, I'm going to call John a dumbass, because at this particular point, he realizes now, and he should realize, that there's no more second chances. You're going to either rescue yourself and your friends or die. That's it. And just overall thoughts of the chapter, but that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, you can do so as well. That'd be awesome. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.